Right now, it's time for Be All You Can Be with Lanre Olusola, the catalyst, who is right here in the studio with me. And a special guest, we got Paul Fo. Sounds like it. Am I correct?
Yeah, very
Paul
correct.
Fo. Like what? Is that a Nigerian name? Chinese name?
Very, very Nigerian.
You are welcome to the studio, Lanre.
Yeah, Chris Drazo. It's always a pleasure to be here every Saturday. I would not choose to be anywhere else. I just love this program, and I just love the energy and the vibes. So it's Be All You Can Be with the Catalyst this morning. I've got an incredible guy here, Paul Fo. I've known Paul Fo for over a decade now.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot to share. Today we're talking about something that is very, very dear to my heart. We're talking about service, and we're going to be taking service from different dimensions. We're going to be taking it from the dimension of living your purpose, answering to your calling, serving humanity, customer service in the office. You're going to come to terms with the fact that service is what life is all about today, and you can never be all that you were born to be without service. Paul Fo, this is your area of expertise. We've traveled the world round and we've gotten service from, the shops, the airlines, the hotels, the banks and everything. How do we compare in Nigeria? And from your perspective, what is service and how, can you serve to be all that you were created to be?
Well, Mr. Carter, first of all, I want to say thank you very much for this opportunity. I am extremely, extremely grateful and honored to be in the same space with my mentor. This is very, very, very surreal. Well, basically, service is about solving problems. It's about solving problems that create value for people. So basically, if you look at it, if service is about solving problems, that means that service is not about you. It's about the recipient of the service. So you are a solution provider. A service giver is a solution provider.
Wow.
And the world is ubiquitous with problems. The world is full of problems and challenges. So the world is a perfect background for you and I to exhibit our capacity to serve, which is to solve people's problems.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what you're saying is service is not about you.
Yeah, it's not about you.
Okay. And based on this, your angle, I usually say to people that there are 3 dimensions to service.
Yeah.
So let me first of all give us a dictionary definition of service. And service is defined as the act of helping or benefiting another. Another definition says that the action of serving, helping or benefiting another, it's a behavior that is conducive to the welfare or the advantage of another. It's a provision of a facility to meet the needs or for the use of another person. Now, if you hear that definition, you would see that there's something that is common to all of those definitions.
Yeah.
It speaks about another person. So it aligns with what you're saying, that it's not about you, it's about another person. Now, that brings me to the 3 dimensions of service. There is survival. I call it service to yourself, to meet your own needs. So the reason why you are doing this for somebody is truly because of your own needs. You are not really focusing on serving that person. You are only doing it so that you can meet your needs. I call that the level 1 of service, which is survival. The second level of service, I call it success, which is not about your needs, it's about your wants. So, it's not about you wanting to earn a certain amount of money that will get you accommodation. Is you want to leave, you want to move out of Yaba, you want to move to Lekki, and so that's why you're doing it. It's not about buying a car, right? You want to get a Jeep. You already have a car, and the reason why you're doing it is you want to step up your game. You want to buy a Jeep, and that I call service, because you set a goal and you use the other people as a tool to meet your goal. The third level is significance, where you help other people achieve their dreams. You provide value, you solve their problems genuinely because you love them and you believe that you are called to it. You know, so I believe that those are the three dimensions of service. So in Nigeria, what level of those services do you believe that we provide?
Truth be told, you know, a lot of times we're between the first and the second.
Wow.
The first and the second.
So Paul, man,
Yeah.
you've got to break it down. Why are we there? What can we do? You are the service excellence expert. What can we do when you go to the organizations and you know you coach them in the art of service,
Yeah.
you know, to create customer loyalty? What is it that you tell them? You know, how is it that you drop that scale in their eyes? How is it that you take the bush out of the monkey? Because they say that it is easy to take the monkey out of the bush, but it's more difficult to take the bush out of the monkey.
Yeah.
So how do you go into those organizations and do this thing? Because, man, this thing that we're talking about is what brings you the highest level of fulfillment and
Yeah.
satisfaction in your life.
Yeah.
So how do you do it? What do you say to them? The listeners they're yearning, they want to hear you.
You know, it's a big challenge. The reason is because we have been subconsciously trained not to expect exceptional service from our service providers. I'll give you a narrative. I went to a store to fix my telephone. The store says that they open by 9 o'clock. We all walked into the store by 9. And the service, the people that fixed the phone, they all sat down behind their desk with their computers. They didn't say anything to anybody. In 15 minutes time, they started calling each and every one of us one by one. When it was my turn, when the lady was talking to me, she was tapping away on her computer. And I stopped. I said, Madam, without people like me, you don't have a job. If you don't have a job, you don't have a salary. If you don't have a salary, you don't have a rent. Without people like me, you don't have a need to show up here. Like the South Africans, they call it Ubuntu. I am because of you. So you exist because of me. And I looked at her finger. It happened that she's married. I said, if your husband is talking to you, or your significant other is talking to you, will you be pinging away? Now, you treated everybody this way and nobody said anything to you. It's like we have a national low self-esteem when it comes to service. And we reinforce negative and bad service by going back to the people again and again and again.
And we don't complain.
And we don't complain. So a white guy came out who happens to be our boss, and I asked the white guy, say, if this thing was taking place in the UK, would they treat me this way? She now told me that my phone will be ready in 3 days' time. But because I spoke up, she said I should come back in 4 hours' time. My phone was ready. And they told every other person that their phones will be ready in 3 days' time.
So what you're saying, you must demand service.
Of course, you must demand it. Because if without you, that lady, that man doesn't have a business. And it happens because, you know, when we start businesses in Nigeria and we become, as it were, successful in quotes, and people start patronizing us, they start coming, we now forget the purpose of the existence of that business.
Hold it there.
Yeah.
Paul, are you saying that every business is set up to provide service? You know,
Oh, well, maybe I should jump in here and ask, maybe someone should go to, is it PHCN or whatever company is handling electricity right now to demand service? That might be a nice one.
look, I think that's another dimension.
Yeah.
You know, organizations first of all need to be set up.
Yeah.
For truly to serve.
It should be
not
service
to make
oriented.
money. Yeah, not to make, because a lot of people just set up businesses just to copy another person.
Yeah.
It's not because they believe that they are called to provide that solution.
Okay.
You know, but go ahead.
But the truth of the matter is that the people who truly serve, they become prosperous. I'll give you another narrative. I bought an application on my iPad a few days ago. I don't want to name the name of the application. I thought it was $7.99. I didn't know that it was $79.
You can name it.
It's a Microsoft
We
software.
name it here.
Good.
We name it
Good.
here.
So, and I didn't know that there's something in it that it automatically renews itself every month.
Is how much?
It's $79, which is like 13,000 naira, and it automatically renews itself every month.
Wow.
And I wasn't ready for that.
That feels like a setup.
I'm telling you. And that automatic renewal was written in very thin lines. So I observed it. I sent an email to the Apple people in America.
They responded. They refunded me back my $79.
Wow. What would happen in Nigeria?
I am telling you. Now, do you now wonder why that company is worth over $100 billion? Do you now wonder why? Why they are so successful? Why they are so rich? Why there's a cult following to that brand? Why if you have one Apple product, you want to have other Apple products? Because they are set up to serve humanity. You know what Steve Jobs said? He said, I don't create computers, I don't make iPads. I create tools for individuals to become all that they can be.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it does. So,
all right, so what we're saying is whatever organization you want to set up, whatever business you want to set up,
Yeah.
for your organization to be all that it can ever be,
Yeah.
you must focus on service.
Yeah.
That is the third level of service, not survival, not success, but significance.
Yeah.
And it's got to be all about your customers.
Yeah.
Okay. So now on the individual level,
Good.
talk to us about service.
now if we say service is about solving people's problem, whenever you solve people's problems, you'll be rewarded. You'll be rewarded financially, you'll be rewarded with fame, you'll be rewarded with recognition. But a lot of times we flip it the other way around. We go for the money and not looking for a way to serve or solve other people's problems.
So what you're saying, right, is that we put the money first, we
Yeah.
put the fame first,
Yeah.
we put the recognition
Yeah.
first, and we seek that. And because of that, we are bought the whole concept of providing service
Yeah.
and adding value to people.
Yeah.
Not knowing that if we focus on serving,
Yeah.
if we focus on adding value, if we focus on solving problems,
Yeah.
the outcome and the ultimate reward will be that which we seek.
Yeah.
Right? Apart from financial, apart from fame, apart from recognition, you know, how does excellent customer service, how does it feel when you are able to actually solve someone's problem?
Wow, it's a very fulfilling feeling. It's a very fulfilling emotion when you see that you can genuinely solve somebody's problem with your gift. Now, Mr. Catalyst, you know, you coach people on peak performance, emotional mastery and all that. How do you feel when someone comes to you, calls you and say, because of what you told them, their marriages have improved, their lives have improved, their finances have improved, their performance has improved, their appraisal at work has improved because of what you told them? How does that feel?
You know, you just press the button because, you know, I feel like I'm living.
Good.
I feel, you know, it's not about the money. I feel fulfilled. I feel accomplished. I feel satisfied. I feel happy. I feel joy. I feel peace. And you know, the first thing that I do once I hear those kind of things is I recline in my seat, I close my eyes and I say, thank you, Lord. You know, I recognize that it is one of the greatest assignments that we have been given by God. You know, it says when you are able to add value to people's lives,
Yeah.
right? You are representing Him, because that's what He's all about. It's about adding value. It's about solving problems. He's about blessing people.
Yeah.
And we have been sent as ambassadors, you know, to bless people, to solve people's problems, and to be solutions rather than problems. So I feel like I've fulfilled a certain purpose,
Yeah.
right, within the scheme of my purpose on earth. So every day I seek for someone to solve their problems.
Yeah.
Every day I seek for someone to add value to their lives. Not because of fame, not because of recognition, not because of money, but because of that intangible thing called fulfillment and satisfaction. But let me shock you. Now, at the end of the day, when you make all that money, when you buy that house, when you buy that car that you need, really and truly what you are looking for is that fulfillment. What you are seeking to buy is that sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
What you are seeking to feel is that happiness and joy.
Yeah.
Why not just go for it instead of looking for a means to it? You know, and the way to go for it is to commit yourself in service to humanity.
Yeah.
That's my own perspective. But how do you feel when you are able to, you know, get people to move from that mentality of survival to the concept of significance. How do you feel?
Amazing, amazing. You know, I gave a talk to an organization, a hospital, and they had a temporary staff, and it takes some time for you to become a permanent staff in that organization. So I went to give a talk on service and all that, and on setting goals also. So a lady there took everything that was taught at the seminar, hook, line, and sinker, and then she acted on it. And a year later, I went back to that organization to give another talk. And here's what she said. She said that she put a lot of these things to work, and today she's a permanent staff. And you need to understand, the salary difference with the temporary staff and the permanent staff is very, very massive. Now, words cannot describe that. But before you do that, you need to discover yourself. Who are you?
So we're coming back to self-discovery.
Yeah, you need to discover who are you. How do you serve? How do you add value in such a significant way? You start with discovering why, and then secondly, also for business owners, service delivery starts from the recruitment process. Everybody cannot become the face of your organization. You don't have the personality profile for it.
Hold on there. Are you saying that there are certain people that are wired naturally to be the frontline officers of an organization?
Oh, yes.
What kind of temperament, what kind of profile?
Those kind of people, they have a lot of empathy. They're very patient. They're very good at listening to people with what the people are saying and not saying. They're very good at communication. Now, service, it covers the whole spectrum of the organization, but when it comes to the face of that organization, there are certain personality profile that fit it.
So people that are naturally empathic.
Yes.
People that are kind.
Yes, kind.
Yes. People that are compassionate.
Yeah.
People that are good listeners.
Good. Yeah.
People that genuinely, are looking out for your best interest.
We're back again, still be all you can be, right here on the Beat 99.9 FM. Anyway, we're still talking about service, servitude, who to serve, who should serve, who you should demand service from. Yes.
Paul, you were talking about the DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, the personality, the profile of, a customer interfacing, service-oriented person. So go ahead with that.
Yeah. So we're talking about the personality of the service giver.
Yeah.
Especially the people that interface with the customers immediately they walk into the business organization.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Am I on to the Beat FM?
Yes, you are. This is Be All You Can Be with the Catalyst, Lanre Olusola, and special guest.
Put the Lanre Olusola line, the Catalyst.
Oh, yes.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm great. I'm calling from Niger State.
Wow. Niger State.
Back to back on Ebony Life TV.
Wow.
Follow you on Facebook.
Wow.
Your impact is tremendous.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're truly a coach.
Thank you very much. God bless you for that.
I've always wanted you, but I feel talking to you right now is it.
Oh, wow. Well,
Anytime I watch you on Love Lounge, the kind of energy I receive is powerful.
Wow.
You're making a positive impact. Just keep it on.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
You just made my day, sir. God bless and increase you on every side.
Okay, he follows you everywhere. I hope he's not a stalker, though.
No, he's a great guy, man. From the energy that I'm picking up from him, he sounds like a phenomenal guy, and I know that the sky is not even high enough a limit for him. Wow. So, Paul, man, let's go there.
All right. So basically, we're talking about that as a service giver, you need to have empathy and kindness. They say that when you show empathy to another human being, you change them chemically. They release endorphins. Now, endorphins are the chemicals that make us feel good.
The feel-good hormones.
Yeah, the feel-good hormones. When you exercise, when you have sex, that's a chemical that you release and makes you feel great.
Huh?
I'm coming. So when you are kind to somebody, you show empathy to someone, you change that person chemically. When the person is changed chemically, the person is positively disposed towards you.
Are you saying that is a drug?
It's a natural, we have a natural high inside of us.
Wow.
we have a natural high inside. If you're listening to me, you don't necessarily need to high yourself. There's a natural highness when you've discovered
Endorphin.
your purpose.
Wow.
All right, so when you are kind and show empathy to somebody, the person is positively disposed towards you.
And hooked on you.
And hooked on it. So, for example, someone walks into your business premises and you are traditionally used to having people that walk into your business premise that wear a Gucci loafer, Salvatore Ferragamo briefcase, clean shaves, wearing expensive perfumes, and then this young lady or young man who doesn't look rich, doesn't look successful, walk into, and then you treat that person with the same level of detail and care that you treat your top-notch customers. You change them chemically, and they are positively disposed towards you. Remember, they will not remain in the same station forever in their lives. As they evolve and become more successful, they become brand ambassadors and evangelists of your organization.
Let me nail that, Paul.
Yeah.
You're saying that as you release endorphins, the feel-good hormones,
Yeah.
right? When you have mastered the art of service, and people come around you, they feel good.
Yeah.
Now, unconsciously, because 90% of your makeup, 90% of everything you do is driven by your unconscious mind. Unconsciously, you always seek to want to be around that person.
That's right.
That is the secret of customer loyalty.
Yeah.
Now, for you that you are in relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, this is the secret. When you show kindness, empathy, compassion, when you genuinely go out of your way to meet the needs and to provide solutions to the needs of another person, you release endorphins, and as you release those endorphins, the people feel good, and every time they're around you, they feel good, and so unconsciously, every time they want to be around you. It is remote control.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So you become a magnet.
Wow, that's what a magnet is.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So you become a magnet. This is serious. And even people that own organizations, whether you own 3 people work for you, 5 people work for you, you need to educate and re-educate your people on the power of this thing.
Wow.
Because when they come into your organization, they have a certain mindset that is embedded in their subconscious mind. Our minds are divided into 2 parts, the conscious and the subconscious mind. A beautiful analogy for this is a rider on an elephant. An elephant is like a 5-ton animal. And then the rider, let's say, is 80 kg. Now the elephant wants to go right, but the rider wants to go left. Who's going to win that battle?
The elephant.
The elephant, of course.
Wow.
So if the rider and the elephant are not in alignment, there's going to be a lot of problems.
In fact, the elephant will throw the rider off.
Oh yeah, it's going to throw the rider off.
That's the power of your subconscious
That's the
mind.
power of your subconscious mind. It doesn't ask questions.
It
It just takes decisions. It doesn't ask questions. So as they come in, they have a mindset that if one customer come and another one go now. That's the mindset that they have.
Not knowing that reason why they're there is to serve each customer.
Oh, yes.
And to show kindness, empathy, listen attentively, and solve their problem.
Solve their problem.
But let us bring this to personal.
Yeah.
Let's leave corporate, let's leave organizations. Service between you and I, service between you and your wife, service between you and your kids. Let's talk about life.
Yeah.
And how you can apply this in real life scenarios.
Also, we solve each other's problem. In fact, they say service is a love language.
Acts of service.
Acts of service is a love language. Acts of service is when you go out of your way and do things for your significant other, for your children, for your colleagues at work, for your wife, for your boyfriend, for your fiance.
They say, and research proves, that if you hang around people that are kind to other people, you begin to feel good.
Yeah.
Now, and imagine how the person that provides the service feels. You also release endorphins in your own system.
Oh, yeah?
Every time you do good, you feel good.
Yeah.
Every time you show empathy, you feel good. Every time you are able to positively solve a problem, you feel good.
Yeah.
Which means that when you serve, it is not for the benefit of the other person first. It is for your own benefit first. So service is really about life.
Oh yes. And when you feel good, you do good.
Wow.
Because when you feel good, it changes your state. Everything we do is out of a state. Love is a state. Anger is a state. Talking to your customers and rudely is a state. You can reverse that state. You can change the state, even the state of your organization, as it were, the atmosphere of your organization through the power of service.
Hey, the philosophy of service.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you know me, I go everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that, you know, there are three dimensions to existence. There's spiritual, there's emotional, psychological, and there's the physical dimension.
Yeah.
Let's go spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, is there any remit? Is there anything? Is there any place of service in spiritual terms?
Oh yeah. It says that he that wants to be the greatest among you should be the number one servant.
So the secret for greatness
Is service.
is service.
And that's counterintuitive in the world that we live in. The world that we live in currently says, if you want to be the great, don't be the servant. Be the one that is
The
served.
master.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
So spiritually,
But spiritually, it's counterintuitive. It says that if you want to be great, you really want to be great, you serve.
wow.
If I don't call it a high table anymore, call it a service table. You know, in occasions where the dignitary sits, they call it the high table. If we look at it in spiritual terms, it's not the high table. It's the service table.
Wow. Give us other scriptures that, you know, and other analogies that help people understand that this thing that we're talking about is multidimensional.
Yeah.
And it's about, you know, you finding fulfillment in life.
Yeah, so if the greatest among you is the servants, I mean, look at Jesus. He washed the feet of his disciples. He washed the feet of the disciples. What does that mean? That no matter how great you are, you stoop to serve the people that you are called to serve. And guess what? When you serve these people, they will do anything for
They
you.
will serve you.
They will serve you
So
all their lives.
we're also speaking to husbands, we're talking
Oh,
speaking
yes,
to
to
wives,
wives,
we're
yeah.
speaking to MDs
Yeah.
and CEOs.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about being top heavy, it's not about trickle down, it's about being the servant. And we're demanding that as a nation, we need to be a service-focused nation.
Yeah.
When every one of us begin to serve one another, the nation will turn around.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Oh yes. Yes. Service is that powerful. Some countries actually have a service day.
Like what country?
Rwanda. The service is a national policy.
That is why everything is
Oh yes.
turning around.
Second
in
is the
Rwanda.
least corrupt country in Africa.
Rwanda.
11 million people after the genocide. I was there, I was doing the training for a bank, and everybody is kind. Maybe because of the pain that they've gone through. They've seen the power of pain and how it has transformed them to be more hospitable.
So as a nation,
Yeah.
that is one of their values.
Oh yeah, that's you just hit it on the name. A major value there is service.
That they dedicate one day
Yeah.
to serving one another.
Yeah, service. All right, so basically, having service, and it has to be a culture. Even in your home, make service a culture. With your children, serving strangers, people that come and visit your house. So it becomes a culture. Because sometimes you see, service is a lip service to a lot of organizations. The boss, they pay lip service. The boss says, we need to serve our customers. Customer service is good, but at the back room in his office, he's shouting and talking to his staff the way he
Talking
wants,
down at them.
talking down at them.
No.
And say, I mean, leave all those customers, those useless people. He's saying that. And so it's no longer a culture. Let me tell you the power of culture in an organization. Something happened in a major organization. I've forgotten the name of this organization now. And somebody wanted to serve wine. Somebody asked for wine. There was calamity in the environment. So somebody wanted wine. And the service person poured the wine in a glass that you used to drink water and not wine. Somebody said, no. We don't serve wine in this type of glass. There's a wine glass for it. You know why? Because the culture has been embedded into the DNA of this guy. But someone said, if you cut my hand right now, the former CEO of Tesco, if you cut my hand, you won't see blood, you see Tesco. That's the power of being told, the power of service. Culture.
Man, I don't think that we can exhaust this topic. It seems like we're fast running out of time. But we're surely going to come back again to talk about service. But you know, I would like us to really get people out there, because You know, service, according to Marian Wright Edelman, it says that service is what life is all about. So, Paul Folk, you know, if you're going to give the listeners out there one word, what are you going to leave them with?
Solve people's problems.
Wow.
A business is set up to solve a problem. A salon is set up to solve a beauty problem. Our telcos are set up to solve our communication problems. Coach Lanre Olusola is set up to solve our emotional problems and all that. Guess what? When you solve people's problems genuinely and consistently, the universe will reward you with something tangible that we call money. In fact, there's a book you recommended to me to go read called The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. And I love this quote. It says that if you go into the universe to make your dreams come true, that the universe will conspire to make it a reality for you. So if you want to really serve people, you will attract the people, the resources, and the evidence that will help you serve humanity.
All right, and my last statements are a couple of quotes. Albert Einstein says that only a life lived in the service to others is worth living. Albert Schweitzer says that I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know, the only ones amongst you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. And lastly, Helen Keller says that happiness cannot come from without. It must come from within. It is not what we see and touch or that which others do for us which makes us happy. It is that which we think and feel and do first for others and then for ourselves. And all week, just follow us at Paul on Twitter, Facebook. Follow me at Lanre Olusola on Twitter, Facebook, Lanre Olusola, Instagram, Lanre Olusola, and Chris Drazor.
Oh yeah, you can get across to me at Chris the Razor, Chris with a big D and a razor.
All right, that's be all you can be with the Catalyst. We'll see you again next week.